How would you react if the interviewer used the word your ass several times to mean you? This place is small and kind of informal. Not the typical corporate office. When being interviewed, the manager may use words like "what makes your ass a good fit here?" or "what salary range is your ass expecting?" How would you react? My ass feels very comfortable on the chair, so I think I'm a good fit. I'd be thinking, WTF am I being interviewed for? Ice Cube's next album? Lol, I would have fun with it and laugh, but I would probably not take a job offer from that place. Depends on what they'll pay my ass. What makes your ass a good fit here? What makes you a good fit for my ass? Personally, if the boss speaks like this, I wouldn't want to work for them. What's the vibe they're going for? It's not an auto DQ for me because maybe they can pull off the fun. Is it one of the restaurants where I'm supposed to be a sassy waitress? Maybe I'm still in. Is it a movie casting set for a raunchy rom-com? Definitely for me. Is it a professional job with a Fortune 500 company? No. Thank you. If this manager would be the one I'd be reporting to, I'd probably pass on the role. Companies are usually on their best behavior during the interview process. If they're comfortable with this extraordinary lack of decorum when dealing with outsiders. I can't imagine how awful the situation is with insiders. Maybe the interviewer is trying to come off as chill and not uptight informal so as to not make you feel uncomfortably nervous. But a job interview is supposed to be an official, formal thing. Proper formal language is the bare minimum expectation. Get my ass out of there. I'm thinking my ass is getting the job cool. We welcome yo ass on de Team Blood. Read that post with Ice Cube's voice. LMFAO. What the fuck am I reading? First time ask to be professional during the interview. Second time stand up and leave. I love young and hipster companies. But it's still a job. I don't need to, and more importantly, don't want to be bros with my manager. Up the ante. Well, based on what I see, I would be a good value add for you fuckers. I hope you would pay commensurate with experience. Red flag. Personally, I wouldn't mind it. It would make the interview feel more laid back and casual. I spent all of my adult life until recently working as a carpenter and an electrician and talk like that was pretty standard. I wouldn't take it in a negative way at all. If he meant to offend, I'm sure it would be much more obvious. I'd think I'm on Impractical Jokers. I would stand up and leave. Answer in my normal manner, and when then during the final any questions portion ask the manager if their use of language was used throughout the company. Caveat: if I wanted the job, I would definitely ensure that I said that it didn't bother me but it was unusual. It would depend on the conversation's dynamic. If it somehow fits the vibe, it's a laid-back interview. Or we've got a good back and forth and the interviewer accidentally slips out of professional mode. Then I'd just move past it. If, however, that's not the case, and it comes off more contrived or trashy, it'd be a red flag. I think that the interview process is where you are normally going to experience the peak level of professionalism that the company has to offer, because they're also trying to uphold their image. If that is the most professionalism you're going to see from them, that would set off red flags for me. No real problem with atypical type workplaces. But if they're talking to candidates that way, I can't even imagine what the actual office experience is like. Could either be super fun and laid back, or it could be a morass of weird conversations. And it's hard to know which. My ass better be getting paid to put up with this shit. Totally depends on the culture and the business. If that's how they roll, you are either good with it or your ass isn't. Definitely use that term on them. How does your ass provide feedback? I'm not good at hiding my facial expressions, so I would probably just look visibly confused and say, "Wait, what?" I'd be asking myself if I were comfortable with what appears to be a more informal style of management technique. If I am, then okay. If not, I might want to see how it works in practice before making any decisions on working there. 1. Salary? Depends on if you all are tight asses. 2. I'd up the pay amount I am seeking because your ass suggests the person talking feels they have power over you. If they pay high-end my worth, then maybe I think no, they are just being flip in the wrong kinda way. 3. I would wonder, is this some weird competition the hiring managers are playing to see how people react, or which of them can use your ass the most? 4. Self-selecting out people who have different standards. 5. I'm looking for $65,000. But my ass needs twice that. I dunno, man. Sounds like a weird sitch. Not a place for me. I go for detail-oriented work. And if that was the only thing I knew about their corporate culture, I'd wonder how much they were winging it. Someone will probably say that I am jumping to conclusions. Yes, I am. But that's the nature of an interview. As long as I can speak equally informally, we'll get along well. You'd expect my ass out of there. Yeah, that'd be a little challenging to ignore as a bad sign. WTF, is this an interview for a crack slinger? Honestly, that would be pretty tame when compared to my other job interviews. As long as they don't go on any weird bigoted tangents and refrain from asking me shit like, if your ass was a cookie, what kind would you be? We're good. I would take the stick out of my ass and actually pay attention to what he was saying instead of wondering if I should be offended. Not sure how I'd react exactly, but my ass would be looking for a job elsewhere. I would 100 say your ass back and see how it goes. I can handle annoying people. I can't handle people who can't take what they give. Wouldn't mind. As long as he's agreed to spank it as I get on my knees for the second portion of the interview, I'm in. My ass would be pretty happy with that. They are obviously idiots, and I would probably be able to get away with murder. Or they are absolute cretins who will make work-life hell. Oh yeah, Mom? I'm likely moving my ass on in my search. Well, there goes whatever sliver of respect for interviewer I may have had. Depends on everything else about the deal. It's certainly not anywhere near a deal-breaker. I'd tell them I didn't know they were chill, like that seems fine to me. I like this guy already. I'd probably laugh and have fun with the interview. But unless the salary was very generous, I wouldn't accept an offer. It would sound as if they're trying hard to show that they're a chill, hipster workplace. But in reality comes across more as immature and unprofessional. There are other ways to show they're laid back and chill whilst still coming as a professional business. When they're that cavalier in the interview, they'll be that cavalier when if there is any sort of problem around the office run. For me, that'd basically be a red flag that I don't want to work there. Either they're too cool for me, or too obnoxious. Bad either way. Depends on the field. Backwater auto auction out in the fucking corn? Fine. High-tier office job? Probably fine still. Why be prudish? Probably a bit of a red flag. Sounds like a pretty chill place to work, but in my experience chill places to work don't pay well. I'd say that even in casual use, it's derogatory, i.e., what's your ass doing here? I had to be up early to get your ass to work on time. Someone who uses it is not trying to be polite. I'd walk from that interview. There's not way I'd want to work with someone who's so disrespectful.